Hey guys, I just thought I'd come on here. I was actually getting ready to go to bed, and I'd seen a video that our sister Colleen did at Love by the King, and also I've been watching some of Sister Katie did's videos, and it reminded me um, in a lot of ways about a dream that I had towards the end of August. And I mentioned part of the dream in a video I did on August 27th to Carol Seneca when she lost her little Bichon Frise bow. And so I'd mentioned about my little Chihuahua Poom, but the thing about it is that in this dream, it opens up to where it's in a large, like, it's almost like a resort, like a large dining hall. Like there's many different stations, if you will. And that was something that our sister Colleen had mentioned, um, like, and there were many groups there. It was almost like how you'll see like in Vegas how they have like expo shows and like there's different booths set up and I remember there was an NBA team there, and they were trying to get everybody to come by and give them autographs, and of course they thought what they were saying was the most important thing, and trying to get autographs and attention for themselves, and then there were other voices too, and there were other different groups. I'm hiding in my bathroom so I can make a video, so because I didn't want to wake up mom. She was already asleep. Anyway, um, also, all of this big meeting hall, I remember that it was getting really noisy and it was getting really distracting, and there were so many different voices vying for people's attention. Um, Similar, I guess, to how it is on YouTube. And all of a sudden, like I was searching for a way out just to get out the door and just to leave. Because I didn't really feel comfortable there. And I think it's what a lot of us are going through now. And I think this dream, the part that I didn't report on really means more to me now because of that. And when I left, the weirdest thing is all of a sudden I was like in a barn. There was like hay all around me and all of this kind of stuff. And so I mean, I thought, wow, harvest time, the barn, bring my wheat into the barn. And so that's where I found myself. But then all of a sudden there was a big staircase and it opened up and I went upstairs, and it was like I went up like what seemed to be like two or three different levels, and I found myself in what appeared to be like almost like an apartment or a room, and it was really beautiful, and it looked like it was designed for a woman. It had like what looked like almost like Victorian type furniture, and it looked like whitewashed. It was like really pretty. And I remember thinking, wow, this is really beautiful. And I was thinking that it was my mother's place, which I thought was, unusual, that I was waiting for her. Like somehow I was waiting for her to get there. And I looked, and the door was off of its hinges. When I looked over to my right, the door was completely off of its hinges, and there were other apartments or rooms or spaces very similar to it, waiting for people to get there, guys. And I really believe that the door was off of its hinges. And I mean, like, these places were like not really duplicated, like that it was like, but they looked more custom than that. But they were waiting on people to get there as well. And what was so strange is I looked over and I saw my little Poom dog. He was a Chihuahua and his name was Poom, and I had him for close to 12 years, and he died of a of heart failure. He had a congestive heart failure, and he only lasted about a year after they diagnosed him with that. And the strange part about that is when I looked at him and when I thought about the dream later, because it just ended at that point when I looked over at Poom, he was drinking water and he had spilled some of the water on the floor. And I was thinking on, perhaps, trying to clean that up. And that kind of reminded me of Colleen's dream as well. And then, of course, it ended. And I thought, wow, am I part of the first of the dead in Christ to rise, or am I still going to be alive and remain? And of course, now I may be thinking on those things because I do have some health issues going on right now. For those of you all who know that, I'm going to have my thyroid removed, should the Lord tarry, and we make it through the holidays and all, then more than likely I'm going to be meeting with a surgeon in January and get that done, which is just a process, and the symptoms are kind of bad, so I haven't been on much anyway, and I've been mostly observant, which, but guys, I mean, like, that dream was so much like Colleen's dream in so many ways, and I really think that it's telling of the time that we're in. And the thing about it is, I had Poom for over 12 years, or right at 12 years, and I never had dreamed of him. I'd never seen him in a dream. I thought of him, rather often and almost every day, but I had never seen him. And I was grieving so bad when I lost that little dog, that I feel like that the Lord had told me that close to the time that we will be leaving, you will see the spirit of Poom, or you will know because you'll see Poom or something. And yet I'd never had a dream of him. I'd often thought about that and kept it in the back of my mind. I'm like, did I hear that right? Or what does that really mean? I'll see Poom. Guys, I saw that little dog in a dream. And that was only right at 90 days ago. It was on a Sunday evening. I think it was around the 24th or 5th of August, somewhere along those lines. And, guys, take it to the Lord in prayer yourself. I know that every dream is not from the Lord. But especially, some of the dreams that are coming out now, and then with what we're going through with a lot of people, going to leave YouTube and perhaps go to other forums. And I believe that the Lord will allow us to, make messages for as long as we're supposed to make messages. I mean, ultimately, He's in control, right? And so even if we have to, maybe it's not going to be as easy as going to YouTube and seeing all of our favorite messages there, but perhaps, maybe have to check out a couple of different, download a couple of apps, like go to GodTube and go to BitChute or whatever. And we'll keep you guys posted, because, I'm really happy that we do have a few days, like to where we can, maybe perhaps make that decision together. I know David Benjamin and some others are looking into it now. I know Jeannie was today, and also Lily Girl, and I love you guys. Okay, it's gonna be all right, and just know that, and I know that that this is all part of the Lord's plan. And what does His word say? No weapon formed against us will prosper. I mean, guys, we will. We're gonna make it together. And for those of you all who who think on prayer or pray often, please say a little prayer for old sis Kim. And like I said, the symptoms can be bad at times, but I'm trying to hang in there. But maybe it's just as well, like this is the time that perhaps have changed, for us, but also I think that it's one of many signs that we are that close to leaving, guys, and I truly believe that. And I believe that that's what I was told too. And also, like with my health, I mean, it was around the holidays last year, and I'd been in remission for a while. And I asked the Lord, I said, so am I healed now, or am I just in remission, or is there still something wrong with me? I mean, and I feel like that He told me, yeah, there's still something wrong with you, but meh, kind of like meh, but what does it matter? You're speaking it out boldly, that that this is the time to look up, that you guys are the last generation, and that to be watchful of my return, and that I'm coming. So if you know that, then it doesn't really matter about any of this other stuff. I'll either send the correct surgeon your way, I'll heal you myself, or whatever, but the big picture is I am coming. and whatever His will is, be done, right? Be it done unto us as according to His will. So I hope y'all know that I'm trusting in Jesus, and I know that the prayers of the righteous availeth much. And so thank you all for the prayers, and I love you guys, and either here, there, in the air, or somewhere else. We'll be talking real soon. Good night, y'all.